Yo, what is going on YouTube? Rackz here back with another video. And today I'll be breaking down a fight that really shows the corruption in boxing. Without any further ado, let's get straight into it. This fight is a fight that I don't feel like it's talked about enough. One, because of the card that it was on, and two, because of the fighters that were fighting on it. Going into this fight, Gabriel Maestre was supposed to fight upcoming contender Cody Crowley, who unfortunately contracted the Rona just 9 days before the fight. This led to Mykal Fox jumping in on August the 2nd, just 5 days before the fight. Maestre was a favorite, having winning his first 3 professional bouts by knockout back in his home country of Venezuela, as well as Maestre having an extensive amateur record, fighting in the 2012 and 2016 Olympics. Fox, on the other hand, would beat the fighters that he was supposed to, get an upset here and there, but mainly lose when he steps up in competition. So coming into this fight on short notice, he was expected to give Maestre some rounds. This bout was for the WBA interim title, which is another BS title that is used to collect money and purse fees from fighters, like I mentioned in my last video. But this makes no sense here, as we have a fighter coming off of a loss and was just entered into the rankings randomly because of his quote-unquote record. Going into the fight week went smooth up until the two men in the center of the ring, where Fox's trainer and father, Troy Fox, called out the tape job on Maestre's gloves, pointing out that the tape on the outside of Maestre's gloves were too high, in which referee Mark Nelson agreed with and asked who signed off on the gloves and got the tape removed, which revealed that the laces on the glove were too high on the wrist. World-class trainer and commentator Joe Goosen pointed out that this was an illegal tape job called skinning. Skinning is pretty much trainers pulling back the skin of the gloves to create more pressure in the gloves and make the punches more impactful. Skinning the gloves has nothing to do at all with how the gloves are taped. Skinning is where the fighter puts the gloves on and the trainer laces the gloves but does not tie them. The fighter holds out his glove, palm down, and grips the glove tight. The trainer then brings the laces around from the bottom and crosses the laces over the knuckle area of the fist. He then pulls tightly and pulls the cross laces from the knuckle area to the base of the fingers under the glove. Do this multiple times and the padding is displaced from the knuckles to the fingertips before finally tying the laces. Now, after a slight delay, the two got into the fight, where in round 1, both men traded big punches, with Maestre mainly walking Fox down and landing power punches. Now, while Maestre was doing all of this, Fox was sizing up Maestre for some sort of big counterpunch, which he was able to land less than 10 seconds into round 2. Now, this didn't just score a 10-8 round for Fox, as it made Maestre calm down and actually respect the power coming back, which led to problems later on in the fight. In round 3, Fox was able to get into his rhythm, with his defense improving as he started to read the patterns of Maestre, which led to him slipping and countering his punches while setting up traps. This will be the case for the next round as well. The unofficial scorecard up until this point had Fox up 49-45, which pretty much resembles mine up to this point, as mine was 49-46. But this round, we seen Maestre start to get visibly frustrated as he couldn't knock out Fox as easy as he did his first 3 opponents. As we go into round 7, I'm starting to see a trend, and that's when Maestre does something successful, Fox is able to score right back, which is winning him the exchanges, and that is the story for the rest of the fight. Now, when the final bell rung, most of the boxing world, including the PBC team, as the unofficial scorer, had the fight 119-108 in Fox's favor, and I had it 115-112 in favor of Fox. But the judges didn't, which Judges John Mariano, David Singh, and Gloria Martinez Rizzo all scored the bout in Maestre's favor, with the widest scorecard being 117-110 from Gloria Martinez Rizzo. Now, this result could be attributed to a few things, with the most possible theory being with the WBA owner being Venezuelan, as well as Maestre being from Venezuela. They rigged the fight for Maestre, which Joe Goosen called out on the commentary team immediately after the fight, which is right, but there is something deeper. Now, after the fight, everyone was trying to figure out who the hell scored that fight for Maestre, let alone who found 10 rounds for him. And within minutes of the fight, people were able to find Rizzo's Twitter, which held plenty of racially motivated tweets, including tweets aimed at LeBron James and Michelle Obama. But past that, Mendoza was married to a WBA executive, and there was a member of the WBA in Maestre's corner. The controversial outcome of the Maestre vs. Fox fight shines a harsh light on the persistent issue of corruption in boxing. Despite efforts to clean up the sport, instances of biased officiating and questionable judges still plague the ring. The circumstances surrounding this bout, from the last-minute opponent change to the glove inspection, underscore the need for greater transparency and accountability within boxing's regulatory bodies. To address these systematic flaws and restore integrity to the sport, several steps can be taken. Firstly, there must be stricter oversight and regulation of the judges and officials, with measures in place to prevent conflicts of interest and biased decision-making. Transparency regarding judges' backgrounds and affiliations should be mandatory, and any evidence of misconduct must be swiftly investigated and addressed. Furthermore, boxing organizations such as the WBA must prioritize fairness over financial interests and political alliances. All the extra titles and rankings, as exemplified by the WBA interim title in this fight, only serves to confuse fans and undermine the credibility of the sport. Streamlining the championship structure and implementing clear criteria for title contention can help minimize opportunities for manipulation and favoritism. Educating fighters, trainers, and fans about the signs of foul play, such as illegal glove tampering or biased officiating, is also crucial in combating corruption. By empowering stakeholders with knowledge and awareness, they can better advocate for fair treatment and hold accountable those who seek to exploit the sport for personal gain. Ultimately, eradicating corruption from boxing will require a concerted effort from all parties involved, including promoters, sanctioning bodies, and regulatory agencies. Only through collective action and a commitment to upholding the principles of fairness and integrity can boxing fulfill its potential as a true showcase of athletic excellence and sportsmanship.